first thing, and here's the thing, the earth is getting better. It's not getting worse. It's going higher vibrations. I mean, example, they tried to kill, and this is going to be political a little bit. They tried to kill Trump, but it didn't happen. Why? Because they did it. So, yeah, so that's it. That's all pretty much my download. So now you can ask me any questions you want.
Woo, that was a lot, and that was
Yes.
perfect, absolutely perfect. Like you're helping me, all right? Because like I said, I'm coming through something right now, and everything that you said in regards to your experience, and then the downloads, it just feels great. It feels amazing, you know. So I love it, and I think you're definitely going to help some people here for sure. Whoever watches this video is blessed.
And I just want to say one other thing too, really quick.
Oh,
Um, People who suicide, they are not punished for it. There's no punishment, like I said, on the other side. They
mm,
will usually realize that because they're not here, they affect everybody else. They could have saved somebody else or they would have helped somebody else, but now they're not here to do that. And that's the only thing. So, but I don't promote suicide. I don't tell you, go take your life because you had a plan when you came here. But
yeah,
also, many times suicides are because when you're on the other side, you feel so powerful. You feel you could do anything you want because you have all that power. But you forget that you're on the other side. That's why you have that power. If you come incarnate in this earth, you have amnesia.
yeah,
So you don't have that power. And people, guides tell other souls, maybe you shouldn't put that on your destiny list because it might be too much. You putting you want to experience how it feels to not be loved by your parents. You be a drug addict. Everything is going to be crashing in on you. You don't have any friends. That might be too much. And usually the souls, I can handle it. I'm strong. Look how great I am. And then they come here and then this is too much. I want to leave. So, I know. So, but they go right into the love of God and they are caressed and their energy is refilled and everything is okay. But they
yeah.
do realize it because they see we all are connected. Every person, that smile you might smile to that stranger, now you touch that stranger and that stranger now is going to treat somebody else better and somebody else going to treat somebody else better. And it goes on and on and on like that.
Yeah.
So the very littlest thing you think that, oh, that doesn't matter, it's big. It matters. That
Mm.
little smile, that little compliment, or that little gesture of being kind to someone that you don't know, or being generous to someone that you don't know. That makes the biggest difference. So big that you can't imagine it unless you're on the other side. You can't imagine how big. Everything is connected like a pond. You put that little pebble in that pond and the waves go all out. That's how it affects the whole world.
Mm.
So everything we do matters.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, so there's so much. There's so much. Okay,
Yeah,
so
exactly. Exactly. Go ahead. I'll let you go because
what do
I
I
still
say?
have
So let me start with the questions from the experiences. And again, like if you run out of time, let me know. I'm gonna try to get the most important ones out.
no, no, it's very important. So go. You
Yes.
can take,
Okay.
don't feel rushed. Don't feel rushed. So totally
So
relax. Yeah.
yes. So I'm gonna the first question I'm just gonna remove because I realize you were raised Christian, and my question usually did it change your spiritual beliefs? And you kind of went through all of that, like how you now believe.
Oh,
Um,
yes, yes, because there is no religion on the other side. The only religion is love.
yes, yes.
Okay,
You hear
whether you're
this so much.
Buddha, yeah, there's the only religion is love. Religion, you can do religion if it's bringing you joy, but if it's bringing you separation, if it's bringing you fear, it is not a good religion. It's not good to do that because
Yes,
on the other side, this is a total opposite. It's not about fear. It's about love only, only.
yes. You hear that a lot with indie ears, and it brings me to another question. I'm going to make sure I just jump right into this next one. You said a lot of what you saw on the other side or understood on the other side as you gradually started to regain your soul knowledge was completely opposite what you had known. Why do you think is it is it done that way here because it's the purpose of this? This game is to be what we don't know and what we can't have there.
Exactly. This is a game. It's because if
Okay.
you know all your power, then there's no point in the game because then guess what? You will start to use those powers and
Mm,
you will they can't hold you anymore. But the only reason why now people are having gifts and all these other things is because we are awakening. We're in transition now. We are
mm,
changing, going to the fifth dimension, which is higher vibration, which is more knowledge, awareness, more truth about who you really are.
mm. Now, this is a question I didn't have here, and it's kind of tricky too, because if you, based on what you're saying there, do you feel that people who have kind of taken on their soul powers here, like kind of go into like witchcraft or things like that to get all that power back, is that cheating? Is that kind of like the cheat code?
Okay, okay. Well, thing is, okay, let's cover witchcraft. First
Mm,
thing, what I got about witchcraft, first thing, there's sacred knowledge about the earth, period. Okay. What makes it witchcraft or white magic, which is about love, is the intention. If you have an intention to manipulate someone, that is witchcraft.
mm,
If you have an intention to protect someone or to love someone, that's what they would call white magic.
mm,
Okay. And white magic is just protection and love. That's it. But there are properties and certain things on the earth that is sacred knowledge um that a lot of people don't know. So that's why they call it magic and it's secret and all that, because people don't want to share it because they don't want you to have these know that these actual powers exist. These are real. It's real. But
mm,
it cannot affect you if you do not believe.
mm,
Okay, because it's all about belief. I was watching a Indiana Jones movie, and the girl in the movie said to Indiana Jones, "Do you believe in magic?" And Indiana Jones said, "Well, I had a lot of strange things happen in my life that I can't explain, but it's not really what you believe, it's how hard you believe it."
mm.
And that's very true, because if the soul doesn't believe it, it will not affect the soul. It's the people that it's affecting is the people who believe in that, who believe that that can
Wow.
harm them. Yes,
Wow. Now you just open up a whole new door. I'm not going to make it a whole other thing, but I just want to say very quickly that I have seen, I've accidentally fell into some of the extra Christian, like fearful video channels, whatever. And there are people who swear that once they started to learn these secrets,
hmm
and started to go into this realm, that they started to have issues where they needed protection or they had all these things coming after them and these spirits and this and that. So if what you're saying is true, then these people need to understand that it's part of, if they're going into this world and they believe now that, because these are people who might have come from Christianity into this idea, part of them still believes like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, or now I need more
exactly,
protection. That belief,
exactly,
that little
exactly,
belief.
exactly. See, the thing is, you're God. So what? So whatever you believe, so be it.
Mm,
Okay, you're a God. So if you do not believe it, then it shall not be, not with you.
wow.
It's only that's why all these black magic people, they always try to do these symbolic things to make you think, oh, it could work, oh, it could happen, oh, it could believe. Let me paint my face. So it's scary.
Mm,
Oh, they may have power over me. Oh, none.
yeah.
No soul can control another soul. Only if the soul gives permission, and they can give permission into fear, the low vibration,
Fair,
fear.
fair, fair. And you can
Do
you can also
not,
take this and put it towards governments, the media, all types of things. That if you allow the propaganda to get into your
yeah,
head,
but yes, exactly. But that's why they try so hard to get you on a low vibration. They try to show you things all the time in movies so that you will believe that it's possible. And when you do, you're giving them the open door. Okay, now you can control me a little bit.
mm, wow.
Okay. Like I said, no soul can control another soul unless the soul gives permission or through fear, low vibration. Other than that, impossible.
So drop the fear, everybody.
Drop all the fear because God loves you. There's nothing
Mhm,
to fear, not even death. I
mhm,
died. I shouldn't be here. I don't fear death. I don't fear nobody.
mhm. Yes.
Okay.
So drop
So
the fear.
that drop the fear because it's all programmed. We've been programmed. It's a part of the game.
Yeah.
And the minute we start taking this game serious, that's when it gets serious.
Mm,
It's like the Harry Potter movie when the guy he jumped out of the window 20 stories and Harry Potter said, and the guy was screaming, "Oh, I'm gonna die." He said, "Don't die, laugh, laugh, laugh." And when he laughed, he didn't hit the ground. And that's the point. When you
wow.
start taking this life too serious, that's when it starts to get serious because you're a God. You create things. So
Wow, wow,
whatever you
wow.
believe, so be it. And what you think and what you say is a 24-hour prayer to the universe. The universe is
Mm.
three things. It's God, a magnifying glass, and it's a candy store.
Okay.
Okay. The magnifying glass is that whatever vibration you're on. For example, if you get up in the morning, you bang your foot against the bed, and now your foot hurts, you're in a bad mood, you don't feel good. Then you go to work, your boss blames you for something that you didn't do, and you're upset. Then you come back home, your best friend calls you and is mad at you for something you said 3 years ago. That's
Mm,
the universe magnifying that vibration. But it also works the opposite way when you have a good day where everything works perfect. I mean, everything. It just goes on and on. Perfect. That's the
mm,
universe magnifying that vibration. Okay. And the candy store is just the law of attraction. You don't want to go to ask the universe when you're desperate, when you're in a bad mood, when you're sad, when you're angry. Never ask the universe for something. You want to go when you wake up in the morning and you're happy. You hear the birds singing, the light is out, the sunshine is there, and you say, I feel really good. I think I'm going to ask the universe for something. And you can ask the universe whatever you want.
mm,
But the thing is, once you ask the universe, you can't go looking for the thing that you ask the universe. Can't go looking for it. You have to
mm,
be open to all invitations. So that means, let's say you ask the universe, I ask the universe for a new car, a new sports car. I like it, a new sports car that I can afford, but it's really cool and nice. I ask you, universe, to bring that to me, and I thank you for it. That's all. 2-minute prayer. But once you do that, you got to be open to all invitations. So let's say your best friend calls you, or not the best friend, let's say just a friend calls you and says, "Hey, we're having a get together on Thursday night. You want to come have a drink and blah, blah, blah." And you kind of don't want to go. You're not into that really, but you have to go because you asked the universe for something. So you go and you think this friend ain't gonna offer me no sports card. I don't think so. So you get there, and that friend is there, and they don't offer you a sports car, but just so happens that a friend of theirs is there that you don't know about, who owns a sports car dealership, and they're selling sports cars, and just happen to be selling the very kind of sports car you're looking for. That's how the universe works.
mm.
Okay, just an example. So that's all.
Yeah. Okay, okay. All right, so okay, next question was the sun, so the light that you saw in your room after your mother passed.
Mhm.
I made a whole video about light being a portal, something I had read in another NDE where they were saying that light is a portal. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And your NDE makes me, if I feel like it's confirmation of that because you said from that sun, two stars came out. So my
Yes.
question to you is, do you think that that sun or that light was a portal?
Well, I kind of think it was. So I think it was both. I think it was God and a portal, some sort.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, because the before they came out, I just saw the sun, and it was like a wave of love crushed me.
Mm,
I mean, that's for me. It was not just a portal; it was God. It was this wave of light. But there is also was a portal, like maybe God came and then opened a portal for my mother and the angel to come through.
mm. Oh
So
wow.
I think it could be both.
Okay. And before I get into some more of the more detailed questions, this is very important because I just felt something was telling me that there's somebody who's going to be watching this who might be going through that time where they lost someone that they really care about. And I
Mhm.
have family members who, when they were going through a lot of deaths, either
Yeah,
between,
yeah,
family and friends, started
mhm,
drinking. Like
yeah, yeah.
somebody who right in this moment is going through that situation, what is your, what do you want to say to them? What is your advice?
Well, the first thing is, um, you have to know that anybody that's died is in a good place. Okay. They're very well off. Um, they hear you if you call their name. That's another thing. One of my downloads. If you call their name, they will appear no matter what. Whoever the dead person you calling, they will appear. But the problem is usually they're on such a high frequency, we can't see them with our human eye, usually, unless they really lower their frequency for you to see them. And the other thing is, when you're very, very sad, usually they don't come to you. Okay.
Mm,
Usually. Okay. My mother came to me to warn me to save my life. But if I didn't have that situation coming in my future, I don't know if she would have appeared, but she knew I needed to see that she was all right, you
mm,
know. Um, so I would tell them first thing, it's okay to feel lost, like you're gonna miss them because you think that they're never gonna be around you or never hear you. That's not true. They hear every word. You can talk to them just like I'm talking to you, and they hear you. And they usually want to come to you in the dreams and when you're sleeping because that's when your mind relaxes.
mm,
Because they can't just come to you if your mind is scattering because your energy is scattering. Remember, everything is energy. And if your energy is scattering, it's like you're trying to get a radio station, but you're quite not there because you're moving the dial all the time. So you
mm,
can't get it. They can't get to you. So they wait till you fall asleep, usually, and they can come in your dreams. Or you can ask them, come in my dreams, please tell me how you are, or give me a sign.
mm,
Because they hear everything and they know everything. So it's not like you think they disappeared and they don't care about you no more. Wrong. Many times they're right there, but you can't even see them. They're at their funeral for sure. They're watching all you what you do, and they're happy. That's the other thing. They're super happy because they have their
mm,
power back. They can be 30 years old if they died 80.
mm,
They can look any kind of way they want, or they don't have to look at all. They can just be a star.
mm.
It's up to them. You have a body when you die, a spiritual body, but you can change that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When my father passed, it was a big thing for me. But when my father passed, I remember the day that the hospital called. I saw his face coming out of the wall, and he was smiling. My father did not smile. Like he was known for just not smiling. He had a hard life. He just did not smile. Like it took a lot to make him smile. He was smiling so hard. I
Mhm.
almost didn't I was just like, who's that? Like what's going on? Who is that? I mean,
Yeah,
it just it really helped me get through it. Just remembering that smile, like it was so beautiful. I mean, I have never. It was like every kind of pain, every kind of sorrow was gone. He was just ecstatic, and so and I had to make sure I told my siblings that so they could know like he is good wherever he's at. He's good.
exactly. And that's exactly it. You got it right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was nice that he came and showed you. But everybody has, listen, on the other side, you still have your personality.
Mm.
You don't lose that. I like to laugh and joke. I still was doing that on the other side, having a
Mm.
ball actually.
Yeah. All right. So the other question I had about that moment. Let's see. Well, it wasn't even a question. Well, it might be a question. So there are other people who have had NDEs, and they said that they either speak through telepathy, like that's kind of the known way of speaking on the other side.
Hmm.
But I've come across a lot of NDEs now, and to me it sounds like what you said, where they say it's soul to soul communication. And you said that when she spoke to you, it went straight to you, like into you. Do
Yes,
you do you
exactly.
feel like okay? So do you feel like that
Yes,
was soul to soul communication?
yes, yes. I mean, you could call it telepathy, but I felt it in me. So it was like you can't get the message wrong. You can't misinterpret
Mm.
because it's going in your body. I felt it in my body when she was talking to me. So it was like, it's not even about misunderstanding. You can't, because you get the conversation and the feeling at the same time in your body. So it's not like you can telepathy. Okay, you mentally, yeah, I'm hearing a conversation, but no, this was like going in my soul. I was feeling it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. And then the other thing is, it was seen that once we leave, we're outside of time, like completely outside of time, so that everybody who has passed has the ability, like your mother, to see past, present, and future.
right.
Is that, would you confirm that? Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
And you mentioned timelines, and I love this because I just finally started to feel as if there are times, because I've been through some really crazy stuff. I must have signed up for some really crazy stuff. Like really. And so there have been times that I feel like I have been jumping, switching, like within seconds, forget minutes, through timelines, like just weird stuff
Yes.
that just didn't add
Yes.
up. And so I love that you mentioned this, and I hope more people understand and believe this. And I'm going to go into something a little bit more. I want to keep it separate about the timelines later in the downloads, because I really agree with you saying that it's 3 minutes. Like that, it resonates with something that I thought of when I was younger. So I think you're 100% on point there. Just wanted to mention that. I guess the question I can ask about timelines before we move past this is, do you feel like, because how do we jump timelines? Like, can you give anybody advice if they're going through a really tough time, like something massive is about to happen, or they're in trouble, or something like that? How can they
Well,
jump
timelines,
timelines?
well, the thing is more, it's about decisions of vibration. If you, here's the other download. We choose our reality every day, not the other way around. Your reality chooses you. No, you choose your reality by the vibrations you choose every day. If you choosing low vibration, you open in the door to what? Low vibration things. If you choose high vibration, you open the door to high vibration. Now that's a download that I got, and that was tough on me because I was like, I felt like I didn't choose that, but you might not choose that exact thing. But when you choose the vibration of low vibrations covers a big territory of topics.
Mm,
It's not just one thing. Oh, I didn't, I chose low vibration, but you just lies. No, no. Low vibrations could be a bunch of things.
mm,
Okay. And it could, some are bigger, some are smaller, but it's still what? Low vibrations.
mm,
And
mm,
we choose that reality. Reality, we're not, the reason why people feel like life's just tossing them around is because they don't realize that, hey, watch your vibrations. Change your vibrations, change the inside, and watch your outside change. So above,
mm,
so below. Watch the
mm,
outside change. And that's what I tell all my clients and stuff like that. That's why I give that list and I say, stay out of this low vibration conversation, whether it's with family, friends, or partners, and you can be polite. You don't have to be rude, but you can say, well, look, I talk to you another time. I gotta go. You don't engage in low vibration conversations.
mm. Including with ourselves,
And with
right?
ourselves, well, what you think and say is a 24-hour prayer to the universe.
Mm,
So let's say, I think I better be trying to think better, at least,
mm,
about me or about what I'm saying. They
mm,
did an experiment in Japan with 2 jars of white rice. One jar, he said, I hate you. You're ugly. You're despising. I can't stand you. You're bad for my health. He said that every month to that white jar, white rice in a jar. And he took another jar and he said, I love you. You're wonderful. You're so good for my health. And he said that every day. At the end of the month, the jar he said, I hate you, turned totally black and unedible. The jar
mm,
he said, I love you, was still edible, totally white after a whole month.
mm.
So your words have power. What you
Yeah.
think and what you say have power. So that's why, and a lot of the elites know that. That's
Mm,
why they want your mind on certain things. They're putting all this stuff on the internet with your mind on, oh, this could happen, oh, this could happen. Because if you're thinking low vibration, fear, you're easier to control.
Yeah. And that's part of the reason why I'm hoping that soon we'll have a new name for people of color. Like I think black is a curse. You know, the word it in itself is not good branding. Like it's, you have black
Well,
magic, you have,
well, let me give you a little bit light on this. They have on the other side the black void, and it is not negative. It is where creation starts. Okay. And if I really want to go into race or color or whatever, the oldest person ever discovered is in Africa. So, which is saying that we all come from Africa. Okay. It was a black woman, Lucy.
yeah.
Okay. So, and the reason why there's white people, because they moved away from the sun into far north places and they lost the pigmentation a long time ago. Okay. So, and black is the first thing that happens in creation. So that's why everything comes from black. That's why God said, let there be light, and now there's light. But before that, it was black. Black is the incubator, is the womb of creation. It's black. It's not evil. You will even hear some NDAs say, I was in the void, I was in black, but it was not scary. It was actually
Mhm.
wonderful. It was love.
Yeah, I hear it a lot.
Okay. So
Um,
that's why I want to get rid of that taboo on black, about black, 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 because it's just
yeah.
not true. The real truth of it is that black is the first space for creation.
Mm, awesome. Um, and then, so the other question is that I love any kind of NDE that has angels. I love it. I love it. I love it. It does something for me. So you mentioned the 7 foot light escort. Now the question here is, why do you feel that she needed an escort?
Okay, that's a very good question. And I'm going to tell you why. First thing, when you die, first thing doesn't mean that, okay, automatically I know everything and everything works.
Mm,
You are when you die, depending on where your heart is and when your mind is when you died, you will gradually get information and gradually be adjusted. That's why people who die who are Muslim, they see Allah, or people who die who are Krishna, they see Christ, or people who die who are Buddhists, they see these figures. That's to make them comfortable
mm,
as they become more and more aware that, oh yeah, you've died. It's okay. Okay. So that's what that's about. I hope I
yeah.
answered your question.
No, you did. You did. Um, okay, so let me see. Uh, Oh, I wanted to mention, okay, so there was a comment here. So, okay, I was actually laughing when you were saying that the angel gave you all the information. First of all, I was laughing because you asked the questions that I would be asking. I was like, okay, so
Yeah,
why am
yeah,
I
because
here? What's going on?
exactly, because it's like Star Wars in my room, and then this angel saying, "I escorted your mother to the earth." Well, I said, "Well, you might have some answers for me because I want, I want to know what's going
I
on."
would have pulled out a whole notebook and he'd be like, nope, gotta go, gotta go. I'm not doing this today.
No, no, the angel was right, was quite loving. He just said that I'm going to tell you all the answers, but you
Hmm.
won't be allowed to remember.
And that happens all the time. Like, 'cause I read NDEs all day long, and they're just like, "Yeah, I got all the information, but I couldn't take anything back." So it's
Yeah,
like against
yeah.
the
I
rules.
mean,
Like,
the only time I was able to
yeah,
take things back was from my NDE because it wasn't,
mhm,
I think it wasn't so monitored. And at the
okay,
time, maybe I was not ready for it, which was true. I wasn't ready for it because I was, it was too much at one time. So I wasn't ready for it.
yeah. Now the next part, like I kind of forget because like I've heard your story other places, and it's just so many gems. I call them gems inside it that when you started talking about when you left your body, I was like, oh yeah, that was him. Because I use your example in a lot of conversations because it is
Oh,
amazing.
oh,
It
thank you.
reminds me of the movie Multiplicity. At one point, I guess the guy tries to like become multiple him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So and it explains that whole moment explains so much. It explains the fractals, how we are part of God, in the same way that you had all of your mini me's out
Yes,
there.
exactly, exactly, exactly.
It explains everything.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
the first question though, is do you think it is safe to leave your body? Because you have people now who are kind of teaching others how to astral project. And I've left my body. Like I was hurt as a child, and I did leave my body, and I looked down for like a
Okay,
second.
let's say this. First thing, every night you leave your body. When you go to sleep, your soul leaves your body because the soul doesn't need to sleep. Okay? So you leave your body. But the thing is, when you do it on purpose, consciously, you have to be careful that you don't have any fears. Because, like I said, you're a God, and whatever you fear, you will create. So if you're thinking of a monster, guess what? That monster gonna be there, and it's gonna be real. Okay, but it can't harm you because on the other side, you can't really be damaged. You can't. No soul can do any harm to another soul. Cannot.
Now I agree
But
with
it's
you
so it's
there, but
all
I have.
it's all in your perception, like what you believe. Like I told you, if you're traveling, that's why you should. If you do, I think it's good. I think it's could be very good, but you have to prepare yourself to not be afraid, because once you go out of your body, it just mirrors whatever is in your thoughts.
Hmm.
Okay, and that's the first part. But then you can explore, and then you can talk to God knows extraterrestrials, other beings that's going to tell you what's going on. There's a guy, I think his name is Darius Wright,
Hmm.
who's everything he says is dead on the money about my downloads. He's right on the money. There's a no
Hmm.
judgment on the other side. There's unconditional love. There's no right or wrong. He's just right exactly what happened to me. So that's what I would say. Um, but that's only if you want to, you know. You get
Hmm.
I call Darius is like he's kind of like just an update. If you want to get an update on, well, what's happening, let me go up my body and ask an angel, you
Hmm.
know. But you still have that connection either way in your if you do meditation, you can still connect. But consciously leaving your body I think you can get a lot of information that way.
So you answered one question, but then I have another question. So you answered the question
Mhm.
where I was going to ask if people consciously and continually astral project, uh, can they get that information that you started to gradually get when you left your body? So yes, there is information to be gained from that.
Okay, well, the thing is, see, you got to stop with the astral.
Oh, okay, I'm saying the wrong thing.
No, because astral projection, which is leaving the body, it's not the same quite the same.
Okay.
Now, this gets into sticky territory because um, you have what they call thoughts. We all have thought forms outside of the
Mm,
body. It's like a little balloon around you. When you leave your body, you're going to experience whatever your thoughts are because your thoughts are become real things
mm,
on the other side. Okay, because you're a creator, God. Remember that. Say with me. And
mm.
then, so, okay, that's astral traveling. You go out, but you're not going to have it's not the same access if you leave your body totally outside of the earth realm. If you leave your soul, if you leave your body and you consciously do it, and you leave this particular firmament, because there's many, there's like I think like 12 or 13, whatever. That's different. I mean,
Now wait, do we call that an OBE? What do we call that? So we have
yeah,
different.
yeah, yeah, OBE, but
Okay,
not astral travel.
okay, okay.
OBE is different. OBE is then you can experience information, you can experience a lot of things. That's what I was experiencing. And if you
Okay,
do an
so
yeah, if you do an OBE, you can get information. Yes, definitely.
okay, so now there are two different things. It's very important. I'm going to make that clear. There have been people who have had either astral projection or OBE. There's a lot of confusion there. So somebody in some way left their body, and something, their guide, their spirit guide, very clearly said, you cannot stay out of your body too long, or something evil will go inside. Like I've seen maybe one or two NDEs where that was said. What does that mean to you, if anything?
For me, that's just the fear
Of
of
fear.
the
Okay.
person. That's the fear of the
Okay.
other person. Even God himself said, it gave me a choice. He didn't give me a command. He just said,
Mm.
if you don't go back now, you might have to stay. And he
Oh.
was referring to my heart being stopped that long. And that's
Mm.
it.
Okay.
Like I said, it's really about the mind. This is your natural state.
Mm.
So think about it. You're saying, well, if I go out my body, something bad's going to happen to me. Something evil's going to happen to me. Actually, going out of your body is your natural state. It's
Mm.
not in the physical body. That's not the natural state. That's why this is a game. This is an avatar. Avatar. The real natural state is you out of your body. So how can something evil happen to you?
Mm. Interesting.
The only way it
Okay.
can happen evil to you is when you create it, and it's not gonna destroy you or destroy your soul. No way. Soul can't be destroyed.
Okay, so
But
this jumps
you
into
can be
another
scared. Yeah, go ahead.
this jumps into another question. I want to keep it all together so we can bypass this after. But so in the same way you believe in ETs, and I totally agree, 1,000,000%. I've seen them, so I know.
Hmm.
So the same way that you know that these beings exist, do you believe that there are demons or dark energies or spirits that have decided to be in the lower astral or to be negative outside of the body, or like is there are these actual things that are these dark. Oh, sorry.
Um, dark souls are just souls that are have that are without God, decided to be without God, and that's it. I mean,
But they have no power over us if we choose for them not to have power over us.
no, because you're a soul. No dark soul can have power over you unless you believe that. If you believe
Mm,
that, like I said, it goes again to believe. The same thing with the magic. Okay.
wow.
So no, but do dark soul do, and also you got to understand this is a game. So in this game, they have their place, but on the other
Mm,
side, they exist, but they can't do nothing to
mm,
you unless you give it permission to do something to you. No
wow.
dark, like I said, no soul can control another soul. And even the demons or the angels, they're souls. But the difference between the two is one has decided to be without, doesn't want to be with God. And God gives it the free will to do so. But on
Mm,
the other side, they cannot harm somebody because they're bad and you're good. They can't harm you on the other side. But in this game, it's a game. So you
mm,
want to be in high vibrations. You don't want to be in low vibrations messing with those type of souls or spirits. Yeah, if they do something on in this game, it's only to the body they can do something, but they can't do it like out of the blue sky. Oh, all of a sudden I got attacked. No, no,
mm,
no. You because you have to be either thinking about them a lot and you have to be on a low vibration, or you have to
mm.
have a lot of fear about that. That's why I say get rid of fear, because you that's when you can attract those dark spirits. But on the other
Yeah,
side, you cannot attract them, okay?
yeah.
But you do have free will on the other side. All souls do. So if they choose, I don't want to go to the light, I don't want love around me, they have the choice to do that, because you have unlimited power of creation, unlimited power of will to do what you want, but you can never harm another soul.
Mm. And I just want to mention one more thing before we bypass this whole energy is just that because I come across these highly fundamental Christian NDE kind of channels, and it is so dark. And I'm like, how is it that most
Well,
NDEers have positive experiences, but only Christians are going to hell? Like, what's
yes,
happening?
well, let me tell you again, what you think, you create.
Mm,
What you think, you create. And let's talk on that. If they're Christian and they go to hell, why are they getting out? It's written in their
the,
Bible that says you go to hell, it's forever. Why are they getting
mm,
out? Why are they getting out? Why? Because they created it. Why would God put you in hell, then take you back out? Eh, I put you in, but oh, I felt sorry, so now I'll take you back out. No, God never put you in there in the first place. You know who put you in there? You, with your fear thoughts, your fearful thoughts. And like I told, and I'm going to say that I don't put down nobody's religion, but I do say what I got from my downloads. And that is some of the Bible is real and some of it is not. It was meant to manipulate the people at the time, the government and the religious figures.
mm,
Jesus brought the consciousness of the other side to this game so that we could live better in the game. That was it. That's all.
mm. Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so I
Okay.
got all that. I'm glad that we mentioned that because people need to hear it for sure. If you
Oh,
stop
most
running to
definitely.
hell, stop running to
Yes.
hell for no reason.
Yes,
Um,
exactly.
and I loved how you mentioned how you looked because this might be the first time I've heard that. I think it may or may not, but a lot of people when they say they see their soul self or their spirit, it does
Mhm.
have the blue outline. So the blue part that you saw, I hear that a lot. That it's like a light blue or a light.
Yes, 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 yes.
The
Mhm.
static was different. I don't know that I've heard that, so I got to check and
Well, when
see.
I say static, I mean it was glowing like that, sort of, but not total static. It was more like
Oh,
gray
okay.
with light blue around it, but it was in that color mode somehow. But it was not static like you see on the TV, but
Oh, okay, okay,
it was that kind
good.
of gray with light blue tint. Yeah.
Okay. And then a lot of times when I listen to NDEs, I always think of Alice in Wonderland and I go curiouser and curiouser because it seems like we in our natural state are just beyond curious. We want to know everything,
That is
experience
so
everything.
true. That is so true. This is the thing that was amazing for me was my curiosity was at 1,000. I was like, wow, I never been so curious in even in my life, in my physical life. But when I was out, I was so curious about everything. My curiosity was at 1,000. And that's just wanted to say that to you. That's very true.
Yeah. And it makes me also think, like when you were talking about the curiosity and kind of looking at the water droplet and stuff like that, it made me think, we're our parents' child, so it makes me think that the creator really is sending us out to experience, to understand, to experience and to
Yes,
bring that information
exactly.
back.
Exactly. Because when you come back on the other side, we're like the new movie on the block. You exchange you, you exchange energies. Oh yeah, that's the other thing, this is going to trip people out. It's funny, but it's true. Um, Souls can have sex on the other side too,
I
and
think
it's
I've heard
better.
that.
Yes, but it's better than even the physical because you change with the energy so deep, it's impossible. Yeah.
Mm,
And also, like I said, you have enough power that you can also create a body that you can inhabit. You can create a partner because there's no limit to your creation. No limit.
mm.
So that's why I tell you on the other side, believe me, they're having a party over there. Believe me. Believe me.
Um, and then I love that you said the soul can stop time. It's just amazing. And I feel like people do this by mistake during accidents. Like there's times that people have spoken about their NDE and they say like, "Well, I saw the car coming and all of a sudden everything stopped, and then all of, I'm on the other side and nothing happened." So I think sometimes it is timeline jumping, but I think that in fear, maybe the soul kind of just takes over and stops time at times in some of
Exactly.
these
Slows
experiences.
down. Here's the thing, another download I got too, that I want to say for people. Um, First thing, nobody dies a horrible death.
Mm,
Now, what I'm going to say is why? Because your soul is taken out before you die. It's taken out. You'll hear that
mm,
people with car accidents. Uh, I didn't even hear the impact. I was already gone.
mhm,
Okay, so if a child is being murdered, the child is taken out. So the child does not experience the murder at all. Okay, so that just
mhm,
want to say that for people who lost children or something like that, they didn't experience that death. They were out before it happened. Okay,
mm,
that's it.
yeah. Um, and just the last part of that kind of whole idea about the stopping the time and all the different
Mhm.
powers that the soul has, it makes me wonder if I'm not wondering, but I guess that means that people who have magical powers here is really just that they're bypassing the limitations of the body. Like there's some kind of figure out how to let the soul kind of take over to some extent.
Well,
Does that
well,
kind of make
well, well,
sense?
the thing is, we have certain souls can certain people can tap into the soul or into God, and they haven't been disconnected. Like for example, children. Most children, when they tell you they have an imaginary friend that they play with, the friend is actually real.
Mhm.
Children are connected to the other side much more than adults usually because it doesn't get taken out of them through school and all this, you know, deprogramming. But there's people who are more conscious than others. It's just like that. And the people sometimes who are more conscious or sensitive, they tend to have more access to the gifts than the others. But we all have gifts.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of consciousness. And you can get more consciousness through meditation, through quieting the mind, through sitting in nature,
Mhm.
choosing high vibrations. And as far as time goes, you ever did something that you really love to do and the time goes by fast? You want to know why? Because the minute you do something you love, you connect with God. And God has no
Mhm.
time. God has no time. That's why it
Wow.
goes fast.
I love that. I love that. And so then with your multiple bilocating, which was just awesome, did any of the other dentists at any point become conscious? Like, did you feel like you could actually send them out and do something and they could be their own being, or was it more just like a visual kind of thing? Like, where does it, you know?
Well, I mean, because it was me, I was controlling them. So I guess
Yeah.
I could have, I mean, when I asked them to do a little shake and they all did it at the same time,
Mm.
um, I just burst out laughing, but I was discovering my powers. I was like a kid discovering how to drive the Ferrari. And
And it's
so
crazy because it's like, do you believe that you have a higher self above you that's kind of using you in that same way that you're a fractal of it? Like in your, do you believe that?
mm, no, but I do believe there's different dimensions of consciousness, even on the other side, that you can get
Mm.
higher and higher and higher and higher, and you're even more aware of more stuff and more aware of more stuff and more aware of more stuff. But
Wow.
I don't know about, well, I don't know that much about rather the higher self was watching me and saying that and telling me this or that. But I suppose that it probably could be because many times NDEs are told to go back. And
Mm.
oftentimes it might be by an angel or whatever, or it might not even be an angel, just an entity, and that entity might be them.
Oh yeah. I read two recently. I even made a video about it where the woman said it sounded like her voice, but just slightly different. I was telling her, like talking to her like it was God or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And people who see themselves have actually seen a different version of themselves that look younger, better, and it was telling them. I mean, just yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so because the thing is, like I said, I discovered that we can divide ourselves. So
Crazy.
so if we can
Wow.
divide ourselves, that means it could be another me that's in even a higher dimension telling me, oh, you should do this or try to do that. You see? So
Wow.
that's what I said. The soul is so amazing that it blows our earthly terms out the window.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm coming across questions that we answered, so we kind of okay. So when you okay, so next question. So about the waitress, love this, love this, love this.
yeah, yeah.
When you were able to tell her future, were you seeing visions? Was something speaking
Okay,
through you?
no, let me tell you, I wasn't even trying to do anything. I was drinking a beer. I wasn't even trying to do
Wow.
anything. It just a knowing. That's the best way I can say it. Just a knowing. Just boom.
Mm,
I mean, you might have had information where you just knew something. You don't even know why you knew it, but you knew it.
yeah.
And it just came. You didn't have to think about it, just came. That's how it was.
Wow. 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 Okay. So now that you do it now, like you do it for clients, do you need any kind of like, you know, sometimes people say, oh, I need a article of your clothing or their clothing or this, or I need to see a
No,
picture of you.
I do need to see the person
Mm,
in order to tell them. I do need to see the person in order to tell them about themselves. But also, I can read others through them because who you hate and who you love, you're connected with. So let's say I was reading you and you had a boyfriend and but you hated this boyfriend and you broke up and blah blah blah. And you asked me about that boyfriend. I can go in your energy and tell you to close your eyes, relax, go in your energy, and I can tell you what he's thinking about you or what he thought about you in that relationship.
wow. We might have to extend this. I have some questions. No,
Okay, so
I'll send you a PayPal.
I mean, I help I help cheating wives, cheating husbands, and all kinds of
Oh
stuff.
my goodness. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Um, so okay, and so and then the other two stories were just amazing. Like it just really shows you again the timelines and like
Hmm.
God bless your mother for helping you. I and then the question comes up sometimes. It's just like, I mean, maybe you okay. So do you feel like you put this all in your pre-birth? You know how we say that we kind of plan a lot of our
Yeah,
existence. Do you feel
you
like
mean the destiny. The thing is,
yeah.
I probably uh, hmm, it seems like my mother had to come to save me, so I don't know if that was pre-birth. Um,
Oh.
because yeah, she was coming to save me, so I don't think that was pre-birth,
Mm.
but probably the ND, yes.
Oh, wow, you're right. I didn't even think about that, but you're 100% right. Because I just think sometimes it's like, okay, there's people out there who didn't get that visit from their mom, and that they made one of those decisions, you know, and they're
Yeah,
dealing with
but
it
it
right now.
doesn't mean, I get that a lot too, that people think their mom or their dad didn't love them because they didn't visit. It's not because of
Mm,
that. It's many times because of the vibration. It's many times of how they would react. Okay.
mm,
And it's many times that it's going to be better for them if they don't show for that person's particular life. Okay, because
yeah.
that person wants to experience life a certain way. And if they interrupt with all the goodies and say, hey, that kind of ruins their experience. It can change their
Wow.
experience. So that's why. But with my situation, I think I would have been on the other side earlier if my mother hadn't interrupted, because the angel
Wow.
said, this is an interruption in your life.
Mm,
Okay,
wow.
so yeah.
Amazing. Okay, okay. So, and in the premonition guilt, that whole moment right there, is before you even said it, my first gut instinct was like he would not have listened. So just don't even ever. I mean, tell the story because it does have its, it should be told, and it does show you that you kind of should jump on, if you're feeling something, kind of give that. But my first thought was like, no, this is no, like you're good. Don't worry. I
No, well,
don't
it's
know.
because I was learning, I was learning my
Yeah.
gift at that time. So um I had clear impression about this person, so clear it was like a cloud around me all day about this person. Don't go out, don't go out, don't go out. I know it. I know what's going to happen. I know it's something horrible is going to happen. Don't go out. It was so powerful. And I didn't tell him, you do feel a little guilt. And he was a good friend. He loved the band. He was at our shows all the time. Yeah, great. So, and the way he left the world, even though in my downloads, I know he didn't suffer. He was already out, but
Mhm.
still, you know, yeah.
Yeah. And then the exit points, very important thing to mention. People need to know about this if they don't already. So I've heard about the exit points before. And I've actually told my family because I feel like, and I mean, they keep telling me not to say this, and I know that even you're saying that we're guys, so we can create this, but I legitimately, like, I had more connection, like you said, when I was younger. Without question, I was seeing stuff.
Oh,
I was
definitely,
probably
definitely.
psychic. And I also
Yes, and
know the
you and
days
you
that I
probably
saw something
still
really
are, and
bad.
you probably still are. You just have to reactivate it a little.
But I turned it off. Like I remember like literally saying, "No, God, I don't want to see any more of this," because I saw something very much that happened, but it was horrific, and it just I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I turned that off. Like, and I want to turn it back on. I'm working on it, but I turned it off. You know.
Yeah,
So
but it can always come back because you have that, it always it's just a matter of your mind because you have free will. If you turn it off, you're a god, it turns off. If you turn it, say, I want to turn it back on, guess what? It's going to come back on. Okay. You just
yeah,
have to not believe that now I can't do it. No, not true.
yeah. So I say that all to say that the age that I currently am, which I'm going to keep it a secret, my current age, I saw it as a child as it being one of my exit points. So when I turned this age, I was just kind of telling my family, like, hey, like between now and May, I might be leaving. you know, I know that we're close. It feels like we're close to the switch. So I also another part of me, as much as it has not been fun, like for most people, it hasn't been fun here. I'm also trying to keep myself together because I do feel like maybe I want to be there for this major switch. Like it sounds like fun.
Well,
you
first thing
know.
is going to a better place. That's the first thing. And here's the thing, the earth is getting better. It's not getting worse. It's going higher vibrations. I mean, example, they tried to kill, and this is going to be political a little bit. They tried to kill Trump, but it didn't happen. Why? Because they did it on a planet that's on higher vibration, so you can't get the same results or
Mm,
not the results expected. If they had did it 10 years ago, it might have happened because the vibration of the planets was more lower. Okay.
mm.
We're going to a place of love and peace. And I mean, even the Bible talks about this 1,000 year of joy and peace. They're talking about 5D.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So, I mean, like I said, some parts of the Bible are true and a lot parts are not. So
Yeah.
you have to check it for
You gotta
yourself. But
discern.
yeah,
discern.
yeah.
So we got through the questions. I'm surprised to see now that now at the downloads because I wrote them all down. So we got to
Mhm.
the end of the question. My last two questions to you in regards to the NDE is just that is there anything that we haven't covered that you would like to add? Something that you wanted to say or something that you want to share in regards to the NDEs?
Well, first thing I want to say, I used to do murder cases, okay, and work with the police, but I don't do that anymore because I didn't like what I would get with the energy with the person while they were still alive before
Mm,
the death. So that's why I stopped doing that. But the real thing I want to say is, like I said, nobody dies a horrible death. The soul is going to separate. Soul doesn't experience that.
mm,
Okay. So that's to anybody who lost their loved one to something tragic or murder or something like that. They didn't die this horrible death. They were outside and they might even watched it, but they were outside and didn't feel a thing. Okay, so that's one thing. And the other thing is, um, God loves you if you choose 3D. God loves you if you choose 5D. It's up to you if you want to go on a roller coaster ride or you want to go to the peace loving everything world. Um, but that's your choice, and I don't look down on anybody who chooses either one. Um, But if you want to navigate better with more love and joy in your life, in the transition that we're living in now, you want to be more often on high vibrations. And
Yes.
it's not about being perfect. I repeat, it's not about being perfect. If you have to feel low vibrations,
Mm.
emotions, feel it, but then let it go. Be like that 3-year-old child. And
Yeah.
that's all. And the key to this game for everybody is love.
Love is the answer.
Okay. And rather you're straight, gay, lesbian, trans, whatever you may be, alien, whatever you may
Love,
be,
love,
the
love,
answer
love, love.
is love.
And
Okay.
I definitely want to mention on this part, I just totally forgot that the biggest thing that I wanted to talk to you about, because I saw you in another podcast and you mentioned it, and it actually helped me at the time. So I immediately, I didn't make a video about it because I didn't want to take, it's your thing, but I did put a post about it, and I did send a link to that video that you did. The pocket full of joy, that's what I call it. It is something that please do it today. If you have not done this already, take Dennis's advice and have that list of 10, have that list.
Yes,
It is
exactly.
a lifesaver and a life changer.
Yes, there you go. Exactly, exactly.
Yes.
It, yeah, yeah. So it's so nice to meet you, and you have such a wonderful soul. Yeah.
Oh,
I
thank you,
really
thank
love
you.
what you're doing with your work, and you're helping a lot of people, believe me. And it's an honor to be on your show. And I can't wait if we when we do the second number two, part two.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
also, I just asked one thing, and that's if you could leave my website in the subscription so that if people want to get in touch with me for reading and stuff like that, I help suicides, I help marriages, I help people with life problems, so they can contact me. Um, and and and
Wow, okay.
and even if they go to my yeah, when they go to my website, they can see all that. I also do meditations for people. You can find that on my website also. So yeah,
Okay, and what is your website? I'll have it come across.
it's Truth Energy Readings with an S.com.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. And I mean, I usually say what is your message, but I feel like you've given a lot of messages. So your message was is love, right? I mean, I would
Yes,
assume
yes,
it's love.
exactly. And we are in transition, so don't expect and try not to think so much in a logical way because it's not going to work the way you would normally work. So you want to think vibration, but it all answers comes back to love. Because if you're loving, then you're in a high vibration. But it's just
Okay.
I'm here to help people and also um to guidance or whatever they need. I mean, there's people who are homeless that came to me and I helped them. There's people who are very, very, very sick. I also have healings happening also.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and this is something I just discovered because I didn't claim to be a healer, but in my readings, some people were getting healed. And so my first person that got healed, she was a healer, Ricky healer, but she couldn't
Mm,
heal herself, and
mm,
I won't say her name because she doesn't want me to say her name. But anyway,
mm.
she got healed and she'd been having that
Wow,
problem for 20 years. So
wow.
yeah. So I do
Okay.
healings for people who are ill or sick, um, and suicidal, and like I said, yeah. So I
Mm.
always try to help people because
So
the information that I give them is really going to help them navigate better in this world than just logically doing what they did 10 years ago.
all right, well,
Yeah.
thank you so, so much, Dennis. I mean, this has been
Hey,
a joy.
it's been a real pleasure. You're a really great interviewer, and I appreciate the curiosity and the questions. I loved it. And yeah, anytime you need me for anything, I'm there for you. You just have to write me.
Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, you are beautiful. You're everything. I knew it already, but now I really know it. You're everything.
Well,
So
you are great. You are shining and you are delivering this message to the people. And I'm really happy to be a part of that with you and be on your show. And Ah,
Thank
I'm
you.
just, it's refreshing and joy. And that's what I like. Joy, joy, because we take life too serious here. When I'm on the
Yeah.
other side, I'm laughing and I'm saying, I said to myself, I said, I was too serious over there. I was too
Hmm.
serious, and the kids got it right. That's why they're always laughing. They live in the present is the most powerful moment.
Yeah.
They want that ice cream now. They live in that, and they're laughing. They're laughing all the time. People, all those silly kids, no, those kids are enjoying life. They are laughing. They're not
Mm.
thinking about, oh, the future, oh, the past. They're right now. Let's have some fun.
And
And they
that's
got
and
it
that's
right.
5D, right? I mean, 5D is us
Yes,
all laughing, playing, and eating ice cream all
exactly.
day, right?
Yes, yes, exactly. Yes.
Oh my God, I'm excited. I am so excited. This is amazing. So I'm going to start, I'm going to let us go. I'm going to, we got to go. And I'm going to start editing. And I am excited to see what kind of beauty is going to come from this. Because I
Oh,
feel it
well.
already. Like I said, we're giving each other good energy. I feel it. Thank you.
Oh, it's all, yeah, yeah. And I'm telling you, you're psychic too. You'll have a lot of psychic energy, and the more you do it, the more you allow yourself to do it, the more you're going to see you have it, and it's going to
Awesome.
be very powerful for you. So I just tell you that.
Awesome. Awesome.
You have it in you. That's why you're feeling that energy, because I feel the energy too. I feel that
Mm-hmm.
energy. And I thought maybe it's just me feeling it, but you just answered that you're feeling it too. So that's why I know you
Mm-hmm.
are psychic, and it's coming back because you're awakening. You're already awoken, but you're going to be even more to how powerful you are.
Awesome. Thank you, Dennis. God bless you, bless you, bless
Okay.
you. Thank
Hey,
you.
bless you.
All
Send you
right.
lots of light, lots of love. Okay.
Love to you too.